There's a reason your home feels more cluttered every year. And it's not just the stuff. As we age, our needs change, but most homes don't change with us. The cabinets get harder to reach. The piles seem to grow faster. And simple spaces suddenly feel overwhelming. You're not lazy, and you're definitely not alone. Today, I'm sharing home organization secrets no one ever told us. The kind that make everyday living easier, safer, and more peaceful. These aren't trendy hacks, they're smart, doable shifts that work with your life, not against it. If you've ever felt frustrated just trying to find your keys, or exhausted by the idea of cleaning one drawer, this is for you. By the end, you'll have 5 simple changes you can make today to reclaim your space and your energy. Let's simplify what matters and let go of what doesn't. Because a calmer home isn't just possible, it's what you deserve. Let's be honest, bending, reaching, and digging through crowded cabinets isn't as easy as it used to be. And that clutter? It's not just stuff, it's stress. It quietly drains your energy, steals your comfort, and turns peaceful rooms into overwhelming spaces. If you've ever walked into a room and felt tired before doing anything at all, you're not imagining it. Clutter weighs more than it looks, not just on your shelves, but on your mind. And the truth is, the longer we live, the more we accumulate memories, objects, and habits that no longer serve us. But it doesn't have to stay that way. In this video, I'm sharing 5 simple, senior-friendly home organization secrets that actually work. These aren't fancy Pinterest tricks or complicated systems. They're practical changes that make daily life easier, safer, and more peaceful. Whether you're downsizing, staying put, or just tired of the daily clutter, these tips are made for you. We'll cover what to move, what to let go of, and how to set up your space so it works with your needs, not against them. Stick around, because tip number 4 completely changed how I use my kitchen every day. And tip number 5, it could help prevent a fall you didn't even see coming. Number 1, store what you use most at waist height. Let's talk about one of the simplest changes that can make a massive difference: storing your most used items between your shoulders and knees. Why? Because that's your power zone. It's where your body moves most comfortably and safely. And yet, so many of us are still bending down to the floor for pots and pans or reaching above our heads for everyday things like plates, vitamins, or cleaning supplies. Over time, that constant stretching, crouching, and straining adds up, and it can lead to back pain, fatigue, or worse, a fall. This tip may sound small, but the impact is big. Think about the things you use every single day: your coffee mugs, your medications, your favorite sweater, your cereal bowls, your socks. These are the things that deserve prime real estate in your home, not tucked away in the back of a low drawer or hidden behind a pile of clutter in the top cabinet. Start by walking through your kitchen, your bathroom, even your bedroom closet. Open each cabinet or drawer and ask yourself, when was the last time I used this? If it's something you use often, but it's stored too low or too high, it's time to move it to that waist height zone. If it's something you rarely use, consider moving it to a less accessible spot or letting it go entirely. Here's where this really matters. Accessibility isn't just about comfort. It's about preserving energy. Every time you squat down or reach up, you're pulling from your physical reserves. And as we age, those reserves become more precious. Wouldn't it be better to use that energy on something you love, like a walk, a hobby, or a phone call with someone special? When I made this change in my own kitchen, I was shocked by how much easier daily tasks became. No more dragging out the stool. No more sighing when I had to dig through the back of a cabinet just to find a can opener. And mini hook alert. You won't believe what I found hidden behind this basket in the back of a cabinet I hadn't touched in over a year. A full unopened jar of peanut butter. Not expired, thankfully. But it made me realize, if I can forget about food, what else have I been forgetting simply because it's out of sight and out of reach? This simple shift in how we store our things isn't about getting older. It's about getting smarter with how we live. You've earned the right to have your home work for you, not the other way around. If you're not sure where to start, try this. Pick just one cabinet or drawer today. Pull everything out. Ask yourself, what do I use weekly? Reorganize so those items live within your power zone, from shoulders to knees. Everything else, rethink where it belongs, or if you even need it anymore. And don't be surprised if you feel a little lighter after doing this. It's not just about making things easier. It's about giving yourself permission to simplify. Every time you reach for something and it's right where it should be, that's a small win. And all those small wins, they add up to a home that supports your life, your body, and your peace of mind. Stay tuned, because the next tip is all about visibility. If you've ever bought something twice because you couldn't find the original, you'll want to hear this. Number 2. Use clear bins with labels, even in drawers. Seeing is remembering. And when everything has a label, nothing gets lost. Let's face it, when things get tucked away and out of sight, they may as well not exist. How many times have you opened a drawer or cabinet, only to shut it again because you couldn't find what you were looking for? Or worse, didn't even know what was in there? That's where this next tip comes in. Use clear bins with labels, even inside your drawers. This one change can reduce frustration instantly. Why? Because clutter isn't just about having too much. It's about not knowing where things are. And when you can see what you have and exactly where it belongs, your home becomes calmer, faster. Clear bins do two powerful things. They group like items together, which instantly creates order. They let you see what's inside without having to dig. Pair that with labels, and now every item has a home, and every home has a name. This is especially helpful in high-use areas like the kitchen, bathroom, or your miscellaneous drawers, you know the ones. Suddenly, instead of opening a drawer and seeing a jumbled mess of batteries, paper clips, tape, pens, chargers, and who knows what, you'll see bins labeled batteries, office supplies, chargers, and first aid. No more guessing, no more digging, just calm, simple function. And here's the best part. You don't need to go out and buy expensive organizing systems. This is where the mini hook comes in. Wait till you see what I used instead of fancy labels. You can use things you already have at home. Empty takeout containers, washed yogurt tubs, clear plastic food storage bins. Even old shoe boxes can work. Just cut off the lid. For labels, skip the expensive label maker. A piece of masking tape and a Sharpie works just as well. Or print out a few basic labels from your computer. The goal isn't perfection, it's clarity. Let me give you a quick example from my own home. My bathroom used to have one big drawer where I'd toss everything. Cough drops, toothpaste, nail clippers, travel bottles, sunscreen. Every time I needed something, I had to take everything out. Sound familiar? Then I grabbed a few small clear containers from the dollar store, labeled them simply, meds, grooming, travel, extras. That drawer went from chaotic to calm in 10 minutes. And months later, it's still organized. Because once things have a home, it's easy to put them back where they belong. Here's another benefit. Especially important as we get older, this system helps others help you. If a family member, caregiver, or friend needs to grab something for you, labeled bins make it effortless. You're not relying on memory or guessing. It's all laid out clearly, and that means less stress for everyone. So if you're ready to try this today, start small. Choose one drawer, your most frustrating one. Empty it out. Group like items together. Use clear bins, containers, or whatever you have to separate the groups. Add a simple label to each one. Return the bins neatly to the drawer or shelf. You'll be amazed how good it feels to open that drawer and know where everything is. One small organizing step like this doesn't just save time, it saves energy. And energy, especially in this season of life, is one of your most valuable resources. So let's protect it and put every little thing in its place, where it can support you instead of stress you out. Coming up next, tip number 3 is all about creating peace the moment you walk through your front door. If you've ever dropped your keys on the table and forgotten where you put them, don't miss this. Number 3, create a landing zone by the door. Keys, glasses, incoming mail. Create one space where they always go. Story thread. This one tip stopped me from losing my keys 3 times a week. Let me tell you a little story. There was a stretch of time when I was misplacing my keys almost every other day. I checked my purse, the kitchen counter, the table, even the refrigerator once. No luck. It wasn't just frustrating, it was exhausting. That feeling of panic right before you need to leave the house. It's enough to drain you before the day even begins. And it wasn't just the keys. Glasses, sunglasses, mail, my phone, all the little things that come in and out of the house with me were constantly in the wrong place. That mental clutter added to my physical clutter, and it left me feeling overwhelmed. Then, I heard one simple piece of advice that changed everything. create a landing zone. It sounds fancy, but it's not. A landing zone is just a small, designated area near the door, the first place you go when you walk into your home, and the last place you stop before you leave. It's like a home base for your essentials. Here's what mine looks like. A small tray for keys and glasses, a cup for pens, a shallow basket for mail, a hook for my dog leash, a small notepad for quick reminders. Nothing fancy, but everything has a place. And that one small change? It stopped me from losing my keys 3 times a week. No more retracing my steps. No more digging through coat pockets or purses. Just grab and go, and breathe a little easier. Why it works? As we age, we accumulate not just more stuff, but more routines, more prescriptions to remember, more appointments, more mail, more daily rituals. And with all that comes more mental load. When everything has a place, especially the things we touch every single day, we reduce decision fatigue and free up mental space. Creating a landing zone doesn't require you to remodel anything. You can use what you already have. A small bowl or dish on a side table, a basket on a shelf, a decorative tray by the door, a little wall shelf or set of hooks. The goal is simple. Everything goes in the same place every time. Here's a step-by-step way to create your own landing zone. Pick a spot near your main entrance. It could be right by the front door or just inside the hallway, wherever you naturally set things down. Choose your containers. Use trays, bowls, baskets, or jars, anything you already have. Assign each item a home. For example, keys in the dish, mail in the basket, glasses in the tray. Keep it clutter-free. This isn't a catch-all, it's a system. Only keep your daily essentials here. Stick to it. After just a few days of putting everything in the same place, it becomes automatic. This tip is especially powerful for those moments when you're heading out the door and don't want to stress. Your keys are there. Your glasses are there. Your outgoing mail is ready to grab. You can walk out the door confidently without the usual scavenger hunt. And here's something else that might surprise you. This tip doesn't just help you. It helps your loved ones, too. When someone comes to visit or helps you with errands, they'll know exactly where things are. There's less confusion, less time wasted, and fewer questions to answer. It also adds a little sense of order and beauty. Something as simple as a pretty bowl or a woven basket can turn a cluttered entryway into a welcoming space and set the tone for the rest of your home. So, the next time you're walking around the house looking for your glasses, think about this. What if they were always in the same spot? What if you could start and end your day with ease, not frustration? What if just one small tray by the door could give you back minutes, reduce stress, and bring a little calm to your everyday life? That's the power of a landing zone. And next up, we're talking about a powerful mindset shift that helps stop clutter before it even starts. It's called the one-touch rule, and it might be the most life-changing habit yet. Number 4, the one-touch rule. Touch it once. Don't set it down to deal with later. This one mental shift keeps clutter from piling up. Mini hook. And this helped me cut my weekly cleaning time in half. Let's be honest, clutter doesn't happen all at once. It sneaks in, one unopened envelope, one shopping bag, one coffee mug at a time. You set something down with the intention of dealing with it later, and then later becomes never. Before you know it, the kitchen counter is full, the dining table is unusable, and you're too overwhelmed to even begin. That's where the one-touch rule comes in, and it completely changed the way I manage my space. The rule is simple. When you pick something up, you handle it completely the first time. You don't set it down to come back to it later. You don't start a task and walk away. You don't let decisions pile up. You touch it once, deal with it, and move on. Sounds small, right? But it's one of the most powerful habits you can develop, especially as we age and want to make our lives simpler, not harder. Here's how it works in real life. Mail comes in. Instead of tossing it on the counter, you open it, recycle the junk, and file or respond to the important stuff right then. Finished your coffee? Instead of leaving the mug in the living room, you bring it straight to the sink or dishwasher. Trying on a sweater? If it doesn't fit or feel good, you put it directly into the donation bag, not back in the drawer. This isn't about being a perfectionist. It's about breaking the cycle of delay and pile up. Because the more things you leave for later, the more work you're creating for your future self. And trust me, your future self will thank you for being kind today. I'll tell you exactly how this helped me. For years, I had this habit of starting little piles. Pile of mail. Pile of clothes I might wear again. Pile of things to donate. Pile of projects I'd get to eventually. It always felt like I was too tired to deal with them in the moment. But then I realized, those piles were stealing more energy than they saved. Every time I walked past them, I felt stress, guilt, mental clutter. I'd say, I'll get to that this weekend. But the weekend would come, and suddenly I had hours of chores waiting for me. Once I started applying the one-touch rule, something amazing happened. My weekend cleaning time got cut in half. Why? Because I wasn't constantly catching up anymore. The little things were already done, in the moment, in seconds. And here's a bonus. It's great for memory and mental clarity. As we get older, it's easy to forget what we plan to come back to. The one-touch rule removes the need to remember because you already did the thing. No sticky notes, no mental to-do lists, just action, done. Now, I'm not saying you need to be rigid or strict. Life happens. Energy comes and goes. But even if you apply this rule 70% of the time, the difference you'll feel is huge. So how do you start? Here's a quick 3-step guide. Pick one area of your day to apply it. Maybe it's dishes, laundry, or mail. Commit to the one-touch rule for that task only. Every time you pick something up, you finish the action. Notice the payoff. Less backtracking, less mental weight, less clutter. And don't forget, this isn't about being busy all the time. It's about choosing small, intentional actions that prevent the big messes. Because the truth is, clutter often isn't about the stuff. It's about the delayed decisions we keep putting off. So next time you go to set something down for now, ask yourself, can I take care of this in under a minute? If yes, touch it once and be done with it. Coming up next, tip number 5 might be the most important one yet. It's all about safety and how one simple change in your home could help prevent dangerous falls before they happen. This is the tip every senior should know, but most never hear. Don't miss it. Number 5, remove trip hazards. Now, it's not just about clutter. It's about safety. Emotional hook. A fall changed my neighbor's life forever. We're not waiting for that. This tip isn't just about having a tidier home. It's about something far more important, staying independent, healthy, and safe. Let me start with something real. A few years ago, my neighbor, a kind, active woman in her 70s, took a fall in her own living room. She tripped over the edge of a throw rug while carrying laundry. 1 second she was on her feet. The next, she was on the ground with a fractured hip. That single moment changed everything. She went from living independently to needing months of recovery, physical therapy, and eventually, a move into assisted living. Not because she couldn't take care of herself mentally, but because her home hadn't been set up to protect her physically. We're not waiting for that. That's why this tip matters. As we age, even a small stumble can turn into a serious injury. Our balance changes. Reflexes slow. Healing takes longer. But here's the good news. Many of the most common causes of falls are preventable, and most of them are right under our feet. Let's talk about trip hazards and why they need to go now. What are trip hazards? They're everyday objects that seem harmless, but can easily lead to a fall. Here are the most common culprits I see in homes. Throw rugs that curl or slip. Extension cords stretched across walkways. Shoes left near the door. Clutter on stairs or narrow hallways. Low furniture edges that jut out. Pet toys or food bowls in high-traffic areas. Even loose floor mats in the bathroom or kitchen. Here's the truth. None of these things are worth risking your health for. That rug might be pretty, but it's not prettier than your mobility. That cord might be convenient, but it's not more important than your safety. Now is the time to take action. Not next month. Not when someone else helps. Today, here's a simple checklist to get started. Step 1. Walk your home like a visitor. Notice where you naturally walk. Are there cords in your path? Rugs that slide? Baskets or boxes that you have to step around? You'll be amazed at what you notice when you stop seeing your home as normal. Step 2. Remove or secure every loose rug. Use double-sided rug tape or non-slip pads, or better yet, get rid of rugs in high-traffic areas altogether. The risk isn't worth it. Step 3. Tame the cords. Use cord covers, reroute wires behind furniture, or invest in a few wireless devices. No more cords running across open floor space, ever. Step 4. Declutter your walkways. Shoes go in a basket. Bags have a home. Pet bowls get moved out of the middle of the room. Every path through your home should be clear and wide. Step 5. Add lighting where needed. A trip hazard is even more dangerous if you can't see it. Plug in night lights for hallways, bathrooms, and bedrooms are cheap and incredibly effective. When I made these changes in my own home, I'll admit, it took a little effort. But once it was done, the peace of mind was priceless. I wasn't tiptoeing around clutter or dodging cords. I wasn't bracing myself every time I stepped over a rug. I felt safe, and that feeling is worth everything. And here's something powerful to remember. Removing a hazard doesn't mean you're giving up control. It means you're taking it back. You're choosing a home that supports your well-being, not one that secretly threatens it. So today, I encourage you to look around your space and ask yourself, could this trip me if I were tired or carrying something? Would I feel safe walking here in the dark? Is this item serving me or putting me at risk? If the answer is even maybe, it's time to fix it. Because we don't wait for accidents to teach us. We prevent them. We protect our independence. And we create homes that love us back. I didn't always think this way. For years, I held on to things because I thought I should. Because they had memories. Because someone gave them to me. Because what if I need it someday? But slowly, I realized my home was starting to feel more like a storage unit than a place to live. The day I gave myself permission to let go, to make my home work for me, not against me, everything changed. It wasn't about getting rid of everything. It was about keeping what truly supports my life now. My energy came back. My space felt lighter. And for the first time in years, I felt in control. You deserve that feeling too. What's one spot in your home that's causing you stress right now? Maybe it's that hallway closet, the bathroom cabinet, or the nightstand that's become a catch-all. Let me know in the comments. I read every one. And your answer might be featured in my next video. If this video helped you feel more in control of your space, give it a like and hit subscribe. I share simple, senior-friendly home tips every single week because a calmer home starts with small, doable changes.